Sun is shining bright. Pack your bags, let's go. Feel the summer.
Hi everybody, hope you're doing well today. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Tina Williams with Rehatch Designs. I do thrift flips, DIYs, upcycles. I have 4 booths that I stock, and we talk about that kind of stuff here on this channel. Anyway, today what I'm going to be doing is I have a vintage suitcase that I'm going to be making over, and that is the suitcase that I am putting all of my little goodies in for my giveaway. I kind of want to go over my little giveaway real quick here. What I'm doing is in my suitcase, I'll show you part of it right here. It's right here, this big suitcase. I am putting something in that suitcase every video until I hit 10,000 subscribers. I am very close to that. I'm probably around, 600 or 700 subscribers away. And I don't know how long that'll take until I get there. It can be 10 videos, it could be 5 videos, it could be 25 videos. I have no idea. But in order to get in on this little giveaway, you just have to be a subscriber. And on my video, you just need to make a comment. You can make 10 comments, but I'm only going to count one. So if it takes me 10 videos till I hit 10,000, then when you comment on every video, then that would enter you 10 times. So basically, that's it. It's really simple, and that's all you have to do is just comment on the video, and then you will be entered into the giveaway. On the day that I hit 10,000, I will kind of cut it off there, and probably that next video I'll have a drawing for who gets all these prizes. I'm not going to give it to just one person. Each giveaway, each time I put something in, will be a different winner. So if I put 20 things in, I'll have 20 winners. I want to kind of show you what I already put in there. I've put, let's see, I've put this unicorn mold from IOD. I have put, let's see, 10 pieces of decoupage paper, all different kinds in there. So that is another giveaway. If I can get it back in here. And then I have a stamp from IOD, the Chitang, that just came out. Every week I'll put something new in it, or every video I'll put something in it, because I may be doing more than one video a week. It just depends on when. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing from here on out till I hit 10,000. So hopefully you will join in on that. And also, too, if you have been watching my channel and think you're a subscriber, go in and make sure that you are, because I am seeing people that are commenting, and then I'm looking and they're not actually subscribed. So in order to win, you do have to be a subscriber. So make sure you are a subscriber. You just have to push the little button. And also, too, you can go up and look and see. You may think you're subscribed, but you're not. Anyway, subscribe, comment, and you're entered. Okay, done with that. Let's get on with our video, and we are going to go ahead and make over this wonderful suitcase that I got, and have some fun with it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, this thing is really dirty. I'm going to go ahead and clean it. And I just have some rubbing alcohol that I got from the dollar store, and just a cotton rag. And I am going to go over and clean the whole thing. I find rubbing alcohol does a great job on a lot of things. It dries really quickly. It doesn't leave any residue. You don't really necessarily have to wipe it back off when you're done. It gets a lot of the sticky stuff off. And this suitcase I got on Facebook Marketplace with a travel case that is in really good shape. I was very tempted to not do anything to it, because it's really, really pretty good shape. But I kind of thought better of it, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. So what I'm going to use is I am using Fusion's Prairie Sunset. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that color, but it is a wonderful color. Anyway, it is really a beautiful color. So, see that? It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, I am going to go ahead and paint these sides a different color, but for right now, I'm going to just go over them with this. And here's the thing, I don't want to take all of the little metal pieces off, so I'm going to get up right close to them, and then what I'll do is I will just take a small brush and kind of go over those, around those, rather than taping them all off. And if I get stuff where I don't want it, I will just go ahead and wipe it off with a wipe. But this obviously is a very light color, so it's probably going to take, 2 coats of this. But it is a beautiful, beautiful color. And I think I'm trying to make a very summery looking suitcase because we're in the summer. I don't know about you, but it all of a sudden went, I think we had like, less than a week of spring here, and then it just immediately went into summer. We didn't get much of a transition, so that's okay. I like the warm weather. Now, Fusion Paint has a built-in primer, so that's why I'm not having to do anything, and I'm going to go ahead and paint this. And so I am not going to bore you with me painting this whole thing, but you can see how it's already doing pretty good coverage just with the one coat.
Oh, we're flying high underneath the sky. Summer nights and days in so many ways. Oh, we're flying high underneath the sky. Summer nights and days in so many ways.
So I'm just going to go around all of the metal pieces, and I'm really not worried about getting paint on them. I just kind of take a wipe and wipe them off, and if I miss any, I can always scrape it off later. That's not a huge issue. And after I do the one side, I let it dry completely and I turn it over. And we're going to go ahead and do the back side. And even with one coat, this actually covered really well. So, and I'm not worried about adhesion at all because Fusion does have the primer in it, and this is a leather, so it should stick really well and stay on pretty well.
The way somehow heartbeats in the heat. Oh, we're flying high underneath the sky. Summer nights and days in so many ways. Open roads ahead, wind in our hair, colors turning red, no more need to care.
So here's what it looks like with 2 coats. And I did do like a little touch up in a few places, but actually I thought the coverage was really, really good. And I'm just going to go in a few places where I think it needs just a little bit of touch up, but for the most part, it covered extremely well. And we're going to be putting a transfer on this, so I'm going to let this dry completely. I'm making sure I go around all the edges. As you can see, the inside of this is actually in really, really good shape. So I'm going around just the edges. I'm trying not to get it on the inside at all because it's beautifully pristine in there. And now I've got a transfer out, and it is called the Wallflower. And I have actually never used this. And it is absolutely vibrant and beautiful and gorgeous. And I'm looking at some paint that I want to do on the edges. I kind of was thinking about using the bronze metallic on it. Wasn't really sure. But then I decided I'm going to go ahead and use Bayberry by Fusion. It's this gorgeous red. I love this color, especially for Christmas. Anyway, I'm going over all of those edges. It has a natural line that goes around and then the sides. So we're just taking this brightness all the way up to, at first I was like, well, maybe it's too bright. But no, we're going to go all the way with this. The one thing I hate about painting with red, for some reason, it just gets everywhere. I mean, you'll get a red dot here or a red dot there. Just drives me crazy. But anyway, because Fusion has a top coat in it, anywhere, if I get some red where I don't want it, it's really easy just to take a wipe and wipe it off. And now what I'm doing is I am actually painting the leather handle red. And I'm not worried about it sticking because it will. Fusion paint, trust me, it sticks to anything. It really does. You'll have a tough time getting it off. So I'm actually going to end up doing like 2 coats on the handle. Anyway, then I'm going to start tearing apart pieces of this wallflower transfer. And it's a big transfer. But I like using these big transfers on these suitcases. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to find pieces that I want to put on here. And these are meant to go together. But I'm going to cut the edges of these that I attach. And I'm going to cut them straight. And then I'm going to try and I'll cut out other pieces, and layer them and, get it to work to where it looks like it, belongs on here and it's not piecemeal together. So I cut that edge, and then what I do is I always do a starter strip of about a 1/2 inch. I never peel off all of the backing on my transfer when I have a big piece of transfer, because then you're working with a giant sticker, and trust me, it cannot go well sometimes, because then you're trying to get this giant sticker to not go down where you don't want it to go. So this way, all you have to do is get that 1/4 inch down and the rest will just glide right off. There you go. And this transfer is like one big piece, really, so it comes off really easy. And I don't know if you've never used Fusion paint or a mineral paint, like the Paint Couture mineral paint, it works really just as well. Because it has a top coat in it, these transfers just glide right off. They come off very, very easily. The only trick is you have to make sure that you go over the whole thing, and when you have a big piece like this, you have to kind of just make sure you get it all. And look how easy that comes off and how absolutely beautiful this is on that color. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, come on. I know it's bright, but so when I got done with this, I thought about it, guys. I want you to think about this. If you have hard-sided luggage, why couldn't you do it with that, right? If you've got your modern day hard side rolling carry-on luggage, why not? I think I'm going to do one of those one time. Anyway, I accidentally did not cut off a piece on this. If you see toward the top, those little pieces of green, I should have cut that out. That was part of it. But I'm just going to actually layer something on top of it, and you'll never know the difference. It is so, so easy to layer transfers. It is so easy to fix things. So now I'm working on the other side, and I just cut it straight across so that it would butt up against that trim. And it is going to overlap in a couple places, but for the most part, it's going to be, not overlapping that much, but you'll see. And this is really an easy project, guys. It really, really is. But like I said, as I was doing this, I was sitting there thinking, you know, how your luggage just looks like everybody else's blue or black or green or whatever luggage. So I thought, why not? So I think I'm going to do that. I was telling my husband about that. I'm definitely going to think about doing that. If any of you guys do that, make sure that you send me pictures. I have a Facebook group. I will post the link in the description that I want to get going. I really, really want to see all of y'all's your post of the things that you make. I am so interested in that. So I just keep adding on, and there, isn't that gorgeous? I mean, come on. It only overlaps in a couple sections, and it looks like it should overlap. You know, just looks very natural. So now I'm trying to find some small pieces just to kind of fill in some little gaps here and there. You know, and then I want to, and all I do is I just cut out the pieces, and you just kind of fussy cut them out. Not perfectly, you know, but just enough so I can layer them in different pieces on here. And I just go through that process. I do the front, the back, the sides, and I kind of go over, kind of hang over the top a little because I want it to, you know, just look like these are growing all over this suitcase.
Open roads ahead, wind in our hair, colors turning red, no more need to care. Oh, we're flying high, underneath the sky, summer nights and days, in so many ways. Waves are calling now, stand beneath our feet, find the way somehow, heartbeats in the heat. Oh, we're flying high, underneath the sky, summer nights and days, in so many ways. Laughing till we fall, dancing through it all. Magic never fades, with each step we made. Oh, we're flying high, underneath the sky, summer nights and days, in so many ways. Oh, we're flying high, underneath the sky, summer nights and days, in so many ways.
So I pulled it off, and a little tiny piece of this flower did not go down, and that is so easy to fix. You just lay your transfer back down, and you basically just put it together like a puzzle. You just figure out, you know, connect it to the piece that it should have gone on, and then you go and then just press it down, and there you go. So I'm just keep going. I'm going to keep layering and figuring out where I can have different pieces. I'm also trying to vary the colors, you know, so I don't have all one color flower, you know, in one spot or whatever. And just kind of also vary where I put them. Like if I put more on the bottom on one side, then I try and put some more on the top, just so I can have some balance to it. And I also do the sides, but I don't really show you that because when I went back to edit it, none of it was on film because I was doing it in front of me and you couldn't really see what I was doing. So you'll just have to trust me. I'll show you the end result, but I didn't really, you know, show much of that.
Summer nights and days, in so many ways. Waves are calling now, stand beneath our feet, find the way somehow, heartbeats in the heat. Oh, we're flying dancing through it all. Magic never fades.
As we're watching me put on, I don't know how many transfers, I'm sure you guys have got the hang of it. I did want to invite you guys. I'm going to put a link in the description box. I have a wonderful friend of mine and that is just put out her first video, and it takes a lot of courage to do that, guys, and I really, really would love it if you would check her out. It's House of Fritz, and she does similar things to what I do, and she's fantastic. And the video is really good. So I'm going to put that link in the description box. So please, please, please check it out and give her some love and subscribe, and you will not be disappointed. Anyway, so I'm just basically going around the corners, and now what you can see what I'm doing is I'm actually adding parts to this. This is, like I said, it's made to connect to other pieces. So I'm actually finding those other pieces, and I'm kind of like fussy cutting around them and then adding them onto the pieces that were there so they look more finished. And just, I'm having a good time with this. This is really a lot of fun. And again, all of it didn't come up, and that's usually only because you just didn't rub over it. You know, like you can't really tell sometimes until you start to pull it up if you've got it all or not. So it got a little trickier around the handle and stuff, but I really wanted to have this kind of like coming over the front a little bit. So I just cut out pieces and layered them on and attached them. And then I kind of cut around all of the little locks and things like that. It actually was not that hard. The really cool thing is that IOD has that grid on there. And that is so, so helpful when you're trying to cut things out. Anyway, now what I'm doing is I'm going over it with a clear coat, and I actually went over this 2 times, and I went over it with Ultra Guard Satin by Fusion. It's a very, very good top coat. I went over the entire thing, and I went over the little red border just to make sure that it was very durable. And actually, I actually went over the transfer part one more time because I just really want this to be protected. I doubt anybody would use this for regular luggage. They probably would just put things in it. Special things. I could see this as a beautiful little keepsake thing. Okay, and then the last thing I did is I took the Antiquing Glaze by Fusion. And it is actually, I love this Antiquing Glaze because it's a super, super light Antiquing Glaze. And I'm not putting a lot on. I'm just putting a little bit and then wiping it right off just to make it look a little vintage. Not overly grungy, guys. Just a little bit. And here it is. I hope you like it. I absolutely love it. I think it turned out really, it's bright, but it's really fun.
Waves are calling now, sand beneath our feet, find the way somehow, heartbeats in the heat. Oh, we're flying high, underneath the sky, summer nights and days, in so many ways. Open roads ahead, wind in our hair, colors turning red, no more need to care. Oh, if I
So here are the sides, and all I did on those is I put the transfers over it, and then I used a razor to cut that apart, and that was pretty much it. So I did do the sides. Also, guys, here is our giveaway for this video, and it is the Santa Sleigh mold by IOD. It's a last year's limited release of Christmas, and I am having a special of 20% off on a lot of those limited release items from Christmas last year. If you want to check that out on rehatchdesigns.com, the link's in the description. Also, I just got in a bunch of items from the spring 2025 release that were out of stock, and they're already out of stock again at IOD, so I have a very limited supply if you're interested in that. If you are interested in Effusion, Pen Art, Paint Couture, Sweet Pickins Milk Paint, IOD, or decoupage paper, you can get that at rehatchdesigns.com. Free shipping over $50, flat rate shipping of $8 under $50, and we will see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.